I offer my services to go on their bachelorette trips or whatever, giving them information about costs. That gives me more content. That gives me better relationship with the client. I would rather go in and get one client spending $20,000, $30,000 with me than to go get 10 $3,000 clients.
Workflows is a podcast about saving you time and money in your photography business. As a photographer and content creator who struggles with dyslexia, color blindness, introversion, and anxiety stemming from years of being bullied as a child, Workflows have been my rock. I have workflows for every aspect of my life, and that's why I'm so happy to bring you Workflows, a podcast presented by Imagen. As a company dedicated to saving you time and money in your photography business, it makes sense to enhance and expand the conversation to all things workflows. Tune in and subscribe to hear stories, strategies, and tools that could be your rock. Hear from people just like you. Put the camera down for a little, connect the headphones, and get to work with Workflows. Get in on the conversation by joining the Imagen community today. Imagine the possibilities. Andre Brown is an award-winning wedding photographer based in Atlanta, Georgia. His work has been featured in several notable publications and has won awards from prestigious organizations including WPPI. Andre is also a speaker, educator, and a host of the Embrace Workshop and brand ambassador for Westcott, Magmod, Light in Motion, and Imagen. Without further ado, here is my conversation with Andre Brown. All right, so episode 16, we are here. This is season 2. Andre Brown, what's up, man?
What's poppin', man? How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. Recovered from Imaging USA. I
Right.
will tell you, I got home Thursday morning or
Okay.
Wednesday night. I can't even remember when I got home, but like Thursday was a complete blur. I don't know what happened on Thursday. I know I was home, but that's all I know. I don't know what happened during the day.
Man, I feel you, man. Like imaging was, I'll say, kind of the end of the line for me. I did have so we got back from imaging. You said you got back Thursday. I got back, Thursday as well.
Mm-hmm.
And had a bridal show that Sunday, and I still didn't have all of my materials in for the bridal show. But even at that point, I had only, January is over. I was only home 7 days in the month of January. It's gone.
Yeah.
I was in
Yeah.
Washington State. I went to Dubai. I went to Nashville. And then I came back, prep for the bridal show. So I'm taking, I have nothing in February right now. So I'm just relaxing.
Enjoy
for the
it.
next few days. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to ask you the same question I ask every guest straight away. What is one thing you do for the photographic process behind the camera, right? You're still in the middle of your photo session, whatever it is, that has saved you time?
Oh man, I hate to be cliche, but capturing it right in camera,
Mm-hmm.
right? I shoot weddings. So for the most part, things just kind of happen, you know what I'm saying? And you just kind of got to go.
Yeah.
And even as I go through photos from second shooters or whatever, I'll see that they are big on I'm just going to snap and whatever comes of it, which ends up, making the process of getting things back in post so much harder, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're using Imagen, right? Because Imagen's not necessarily used to you being that far off of the spectrum. I'm never that far off on the spectrum, right? But taking the time and checking. I remember when I first started, there was this big thing about chimping. Oh, chimping. Right. It's there. Check it to be sure that it's right? In the moment, you're not trying to be Albert Einstein and think of whatever mathematical equation to the law of relativity and all of that stuff in the moment, right? Check it. It takes 2 seconds. Click. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Am I too hot? Am I too dark? Get it right there, and that will save you loads of time and stress. And then on the backside and in post when it comes down to getting the final result that you want.
Yeah. As you started by saying, you hate to be cliche, but at the same time, it's so important to restate that, like you might have been the fifth person to say that, which is perfectly okay with me because it is so important. It is so
Right.
important to do it. So I'm glad that you're emphasizing this, the same amount that others might be emphasizing it because of it, because you get it wrong or your, second shooters get it wrong or whatever, it impacts the entire rest of your workflow,
Right.
everything. Right. So
1,000%.
yeah.
You
Okay.
know, I think,
Yeah.
and I
Go
think
on.
there's a lot of like people are always thinking about this magic formula. Oh my God, how'd you take this image? Whatever. I built
Yeah.
my career as an educator on the fact that I'm solid with the basics, man. Like I am Tim Duncan, bro. I am solid with the basics, and it helps me to be consistent. The more you start to try to, oh, I want to do this that this person does. It's good to do that still. Like if you want to learn it, yeah, that's cool, right? But like in the moment, with a paying client, do that stuff on your own time and like figure it out, right? But I'm solid with the basics, and it's afforded me the ability to be able to, have a successful business. Obviously, I'm an educator now. I got a lot of good things going on there. I won a lot of awards, but the basics, basic lighting, setups and and just, solid composition and, solid exposure.
Nice. Well said. Well said. Okay, so let's move into the business side of things. You've been in a variety of businesses, as I learned at imaging. So my question for you now is, what is one thing that you do for a business that saves you time or money in your photography business?
Workflow, man. Workflow. I teach a workflow class for a purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you go to conferences or just even like if you're doing webinars and stuff, that's not the sexy stuff that people want to hear, right? They don't want to hear, oh, get a solid workflow down. It'll help you to, grow your business, this, that, and the third, right? But everything has a workflow, right? Like McDonald's is, the most famous burger chain in the world because some guy came in to the McDonald brothers, right?
Yeah.
Ray Kroc, and created a better workflow, right? You can't argue with that, right? So for most of us, including myself, are one-man band. I did hire an assistant like, in 22 or whatever, right? But one-man band, traveling around the country a lot, traveling around the world a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need things to run as smoothly as possible. So creating systems and creating processes and incorporating systems in order for my business to run, even when I'm not physically, sitting at the computer, even when I don't have Wi-Fi to be able, to connect, to be able to monitor every little thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So not only like, keeping things streamlined and running when you're not there, but like the fact that you are traveling literally like to Dubai, right? You still need your processes to run. So you need to rely on cloud solutions. So like an Excel spreadsheet, for example, would be like how somebody might start. But when you're at the point where you are in your business, you need cloud solutions that you can access from anywhere that that just do what just keep chugging away, right? So
yeah, 1,000%. Like, we live in this digital age and everything is like very digital. I remember like swapping over to the Palm devices on the phone and all of this stuff back in the day, right?
Yeah.
But when it's all said and done, like I still physically like to write things down. I do it in a digital fashion, in that I have my iPad and I use a program called Good Notes, right? But it's basically just a notepad that's digital. I can keep, different things for the different businesses that I have, right? I can take little notes. my assistant, or if I need to share that note with somebody, then I can do that. The main thing that I'm using for just overall business organization and workflow right now is it's a company called Snapflow, and it is fully automated. Oh, you were in my talk. You heard me talk about
Yeah.
Snapflow, right? So
Yeah.
using Snapflow in conjunction with 17 hats, all of my client stuff, like my booked client stuff, goes into 17 hats, but all my regular lead management and everything happens in Snapflow. I gave a demonstration there about the text features and everything, and that's been a lifesaver. I just did the same thing for the bridal show back in the day. I hadn't done a bridal show since like 2018, right? So you used to have people fill out the little forms, and you would have to come home, put that stuff in a Excel spreadsheet, and just kind of go. Now I got them scanning QR codes. You scan the QR code, fill out the form. They're automatically dropped into a workflow. Text reminders, email reminders, drip sequences, and I don't have to touch anything.
Yeah.
My assistant kind of monitors, right, when people reach out, and then the only time I'm talking to people now is when they're ready to sign the contract.
Right. Yeah, that is definitely a time saver and a money saver. Just having like one solution to just handle, that bulk of it, and really does save you the money because it's one solution, and save you the time because you're not doing it. so,
Right.
so good.
Right.
So good. Yeah. Okay. So moving on to the editing part of things. Besides from Imagen, because we're going to get to Imagen, but what is one thing you do for editing that has saved you time?
Oh, man. Aside from Imagen. That's a good question, bro. Like, because literally, I went through the journey of editing all the weddings myself, right? So I was doing 30 plus weddings a year, doing all the marketing, whatever, and still editing that stuff myself. I went over to a human editor. That was kind of a pain in the butt, right? There lacked consistency because I didn't have the same dedicated editor,
Right.
So it was round robin who was available.
Yeah.
And now, on the editing side.
Well, let me ask, like, are you using any, when you have to do any final touch-ups, right? Anything that, let's say it's a portrait of the bride and groom that they're gonna have printed large on their wall, right? Where you're gonna take more time beyond just what Imagen does for you, and do like those really fine retouch points. Are you doing something like a Wacom tablet or a loop deck for that editing, or like, is there any tool that you're using to make things easier for you? Or is there any software you're using in addition to Lightroom that makes things better, easier for you or saves you time?
Definitely a Wacom tablet. Like, I choose a Wacom tablet like a mouse now.
Yeah.
But that comes from way before I was a photographer. My buddy is a graphic designer. I saw him kind of doing it. I did graphic design. I knew how to retouch photos before I actually knew how to take photos, right? Because I was in graphic design. But Wacom tablets is, it's so much easier than like this whole little finger thingy, So that definitely does make it, more convenient. In terms of softwares outside of just standard Photoshop, nothing at the moment. I've tried, some of the AI retouching softwares. I've tried, I've tried it all, right? Just to figure out what's going to make my life easier. And, I have a pretty consistent workflow at the moment of running everything through Imagen, because I'll code. There's a couple different softwares I'll use to code depending on how I feel. And then I'll take it into Lightroom, run it through Imagen, spit it back out, export it, and anything that needs to be final touches, if I'm doing the final touches, because I don't always do them, right? Time, things like that.
Right.
I go right into Photoshop and break out that Wacom my retouching, I use frequency separation. There's not going to say there's not quite an easy way to do that at the moment, right? There's just so many ways. I haven't tried them all quite yet.
Especially with Photoshop. With Photoshop, if you want to do one thing, there's 100 ways you can do that one thing in Photoshop.
Right. 100%. And now there's all these companies dropping like retouch panels and things of that nature. You know, sometimes, at least for me, the learning curve of it all is just easier for me to just do what I was doing, and then, you know, as opposed to taking the time to learn this new thing.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so you've now photographed the wedding. You've handled the business parts. You're doing the editing. Now it's delivery time. What is one thing you do after a session that has increased business?
So for weddings, I do in-person sales or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So my wedding clients, they do get a gallery of sort, but I have the clients come here. I'll do a slideshow presentation, right, of all of the images, and to kind of, you know, build up that hype for them. And then right after that, we move right into the sales session, right? So I'm all about client experience, right? So I truly believe if you create a good client experience, you'll have, you know, better sales overall. Yeah, you have to get those people in the door, right? But post-wedding sales or post-session sales, the moment like I made a full shift over to all of that, like I was able to increase my income exponentially, because now I'm not just getting the money on the session side, I'm getting this stuff on the post side. And then I literally had a client who was out of state. She lived in San Francisco, and I shot a friend of hers wedding, and we were talking about the whole client experience and the fact that they were in San Francisco. I was like, oh, well, you know, you're out here, so I won't be able to do the reveal with you, you know, because you'll be out here. We're gonna do a little Zoom. I'll send you packages. He was like, no, I heard about, you know, the reveal sessions. I'm coming to Atlanta so I can sit down and have my reveal session, right? So as people start to talk, you know, people will start to anticipate, you know, the things that will make you stand out from everybody else. So for me, in that case, is the reveal session with the slideshow and the champagne and the charcuterie and all of that. Like I'm trying to get them to a nice little place to spend some more money post-wedding, you know?
Yeah. Pamper them with good food and some
right.
fine wine.
Right. I won't say fine wine. A little cheese plate and what's that, jam jar or something like that, you know? And we have a good time here. We just kind of hang out. And just make it a good experience for them.
Yeah. Do you put on mood music that, like, you know that they already like, based on like your experience getting to know them over the time?
Yeah, I mean, my clients are pretty consistent across the board. In general, I have like you know, one of those little Alexa devices in here that's playing, you know, music throughout. Typically, you know, so 90s R&B, it's pretty safe. You know, the music these days is a little off the chain. Mom comes in here and it's like Cardi B in the background. Like that could be a little shocking for her.
Right,
but yeah, you know, I keep that going. It's all about atmosphere. Like even the scent, I have a specific scent that I use in the studio. I don't change it, right?
Right.
So again, client experience, and I make sure that client experience is the same by having a consistent workflow.
Were you the one who said, did you say it, that you also spray that scent on the print, like on the package when you...
So it's not that scent because that would be too expensive, but like I send out welcome packages to clients, and it's really just all depending on where they are, you know, package wise. If they're just in a regular package, they get an envelope, that has contracts, information to other vendors or whatever. I spray it with it's my favorite scent from Louis Vuitton. Spray it down or whatever. So once it's been inside that packaging for a couple of days,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like poof, right?
Yeah.
But then like clients who end up in my black label collection, then they get a nice little gift. It's all about perceived value, right?
Yes.
So although it doesn't cost me a ton, when they get it, they're like, holy snap,
Yeah, yeah.
And then, again, spray down the package, fuel spray. So when they open it up, they're hit with that scent. If they shop in those places, they'll recognize their scent.
Yeah. It's like an Apple product, right? Like they put so much time and effort into the box that a new phone or a HomePod or whatever is shipped in. It's literally a piece of cardboard with a tape to seal it. But the experience is beautiful every time, no matter what. Even when they take out the charger.
Right. The way that the box feels, because it's a box, it's cardboard, but it's not regular cardboard, right?
Right.
The entire thing is an experience, and I think that people miss that a lot of times, right?
Yeah.
Every single touch point is an experience.
Yep. Yeah. And when somebody hears that scent, smells that scent somewhere else, they're going to remember you. 100%. Whether it's related to photography or not, they're going to remember you. So I love that. Yeah. What is one thing that you are struggling with right now in your photography business? Is it something that Imagen could help with? Share it with the other Imaginers in the Imagen community. So before we get into a very deep question, I'm doing something that I started doing a few episodes back, and I'm going to ask you to pick a color deck.
Color deck. Let's go with the orange.
Orange deck.
No, let's go. Okay. Let's go money green. I need some money.
Oh, we're going green.
Money green.
All right. All right. I am going to start shuffling this deck. You tell, or thumbing through it. You tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. My next question to you is, you never know which way this can go. So, what gives you butterflies in your stomach?
Oh, just in general?
Mm-hmm.
Or photography related?
Wherever you want to go with it. Hey, you picked this question, so.
Man, so for me on like photos, right? Again, I travel a lot, right?
Yeah.
So being able to go to like new locations and walked up on a location, you like, yo, this is insane, right?
Mm-hmm.
And being able to see the art of it all, like in that moment before you even make it happen, like it's no better feeling. Like that's probably the only thing I really get excited over. If you know me, I'm very like even tempered. I don't really get excited about anything, but like to be able to see a scene and like you just kind of you see the shot, nobody's even in it yet, and you can just kind of envision it. It's no better feeling. Then once you take the people, you pop it in there and you make it, come to life. Yeah. That is an incredible feeling for sure.
My zen zone is landscapes. Like
nice.
If you want me to like really chill out, give me a landscape and let me spend the whole day there, right? And that's like when I get to a scene like that, and I'm just like, oh man, I can go so many different places here and capture like I get that same feeling. I get that way more there than I do with client photos, except certain locations with clients like Princeton University here in New Jersey. The architecture is gorgeous, right? So when I go there with a client, I'm like, the possibilities are endless. So
nice.
I totally get that answer. So nice one. Okay, let's go deep here. I want you to look at your business from a 30,000-foot view down. Can you share an outlined breakdown of your workflow from lead to delivery?
All right, yeah. So, from lead to delivery. So once they come into the website, right, they automatically just go directly into Snapflow, right? So snapflow.co for those who are, searching online right now, trying to figure it out where it is. So go to snapflow.co. They go into Snapflow, and from there, they immediately get, once they sign up for the form, they start to get into our workflow for just inquiry communication.
Mhm.
That's an initial text message that comes from my assistant, right? It's all automated, right?
Right.
So there's a text message that comes from my assistant that's, basically priming them for, scheduling a discovery call with her, right? But then they also go into, email. Hey, we got your inquiry. Someone will be in contact with you soon. Like, that's the first thing that goes out. About 3 minutes or so later, they end up getting the text message, right? From there, they either schedule the consultation, or if not, the system automatically prompts them with more text messages from my assistant. Can say, hey, we missed you yesterday. We want to get you scheduled in for a call. Meanwhile, if they're not responding in the text, they're also getting emails that are from me that say, hey, click this link to schedule a consultation, boom, 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 right? So once we get them in, consultation wise, or even before that, they schedule the consultation, let's say it's a week from now, they're automatically dropped into a drip campaign, right? So I have a 5-day drip that ends up going out with information related to whatever the subject matter is that they signed up for. So if it's wedding, it's wedding related, maternity related, boudoir, so on and so forth, right? Because my goal is to be the trusted advisor on whatever it is that they're coming to me for, right?
Right.
One, I'm not going to say most of the time I'm winning the business, because a lot of it all has to do with price point, right? And but I'm winning business because I'm doing the things that other people are not doing. Most people are going in and they're having conversations with clients and saying, "Oh yeah, you want me to build a rocket ship? Yeah, I can do that. It's not going to cost you any extra money. Oh, you want all of your photos retouched from the wedding? That's 4 days long. Yes, all 10,000 of those photos, I will retouch every single one of those, and then can't deliver on the backside, right? So I'm managing client expectations. I am becoming the trusted advisor all along the way. So once the consultation ends up happening, then they go into the booking, phase in our process. That has its own, workflow. So contracts, once they go through the contract, then they go through onboarding. The onboarding process is, again, me continuing to be the trusted advisor and managing client expectations. This is what's going to happen. This is what's not going to happen. If you need vendor recommendations, I'm sending them vendor recommendations. I send them special offers to other businesses that I own, right? So I don't know if you were in there in that part of my talk, but I literally started an Amazon store of products related to, the wedding industry that I knew my clients were already buying. They just weren't buying them from me, right?
Right.
So I knew I had X amount of clients per year that would likely buy, and then anybody else that, would purchase it on Amazon, then, that was a thing too, right?
Yeah.
I have a 360 booth company. It's not my company, right? But I offer those services. The company is actually owned by one of my clients. I just put, a fee on top of that, right? So no matter what, I'm making money. These are all things that they would need or consider throughout the process.
Right.
Why should I not make money on that as well, right? Yeah. If they didn't hire me for videography, they're getting information about videography. If they didn't, if most of my clients are doing bachelorette trips, right? I offer my services to go on their bachelorette trips or whatever, giving them information about costs. That gives me more content. That gives me better relationship with the client. I would rather go in and get one client spending $20,000, $30,000 with me than to go get 10 $3,000 clients.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Those are all individual people that you have to keep happy when I only have to keep this one person happy to make the same amount of money, right? So
Yeah.
again, workflow and client experience. Session day, no matter what the session is, whether it's wedding or session, that's just is what it is, right? And then, post wedding or maternity session, information about the reveal. I deliver my galleries within 2 weeks. Imagen has definitely made that process a little bit easier, right? Because you can get it done so much faster. However, I still don't give it to them that fast, right? Primarily because one of the major pull-throughs into my top package is faster delivery, right? So you want faster delivery, pay me more money.
Right.
You don't want faster delivery, right? You want to wait for 2 weeks, then you'll wait for 2 weeks, right? But I want to get them here in the studio for that reveal as soon as possible. They're gone for the honeymoon for a week, week and a half. Day 2 of being back, I want you here. You're nice, you're relaxed, you've been on the beach, doing whatever, right? You've been drinking, you're a little sober now. You come in here, you get some drinks, and we talk about you spending some more money.
To make sure you're not sober again.
Right.
That's funny.
Bring them in here and take them back to that place that they were in when they were on vacation. Oh, this is nice. I'm relaxed. Nice scent, nice food, nice little drink. So then we go through that IPS process. If they buy, I'll say maybe about 65-70% of my clients end up, buying. And when I say buying, they're either adding additional products or they're upgrading the products that they already had, right? And then from there, it's getting those orders out, having everything come back into the studio, custom packaging, and then I have, a particular day of the week that people can come by and pick up products.
Nice. When you mentioned the photo booth and you're basically you're outsourcing to actually one of your clients' businesses, and you're putting, your own value on it, and then you're basically making some profit off of that, which is fantastic, right?
Right.
And then you mentioned the videographer. Are you doing the same thing with a videographer and throwing your, extra profit on top of it for yourself, or are you just outsourcing that, like referring to a videographer?
No, yes and no. So I do have friends or whatever that are videographers, but then I have a team, right? So there's a few of us. We all have our own companies, right? And we work with one another. So even my primary second shooter has his own business that's just as busy or successful as mine, right? But our clientele is different. So we're never really competing for jobs at all, right? So we can work together and there's no issue. And same with videographers. I have I physically do video. I do video. You have a lot of photographers that are like, oh yeah, I do video, but they really outsource. I do video, but on the day of, if I'm doing photo or video, I have somebody else come in and be the primary videographer, so I can focus on nothing but photo. They focus on nothing but videography. But this is part of my team. When I book corporate jobs, when I book bigger jobs, when I need people, I utilize my network of friends to be able to pull all of that stuff together.
Yeah, there's a here in New Jersey. There's two Facebook groups that are specifically for the photographers to network and help each other when needed. People who again have their own businesses, but when so and so has a wedding and needs a second shooter because their normal second shooter couldn't for some reason, they'll go into the Facebook group, or they'll go to shoot with me, and they'll find another, local photographer with the business that is normally the primary shooter for their own business to second shoot for them. So they know they have like someone experienced to come in and like help when like their normal second shooter's not available.
Yeah. So I love the concept of shoot with me. He and I, we chatted sometime last year or whatever, and I love that. I love the concept, especially again with me traveling to different places.
Yeah.
But I don't do the hey, I need a second shooter for Saturday. I don't do that. I need people that I work with on a regular basis, who, if they're not up to par, right? I say that very loosely. If they're not up to par, we train them. We train them so that when on the day of, I don't need to be worried about the images that you have, right?
Right.
Have I been in situations over the years where I've had to like get a body? That's what I say. Like, oh, I've seen a body for XYZ day.
Yep.
If I do that, my intent is to shoot everything.
Yeah.
If I need a body, I don't trust you. We have to work together on a regular basis, and I know what it is that you can produce. Absolutely not. You're a body to fill a contract, and I will shoot everything, because people don't have the same level of care that you have.
Right.
With dealing with your clients. People don't have the same standards that you have either. So yeah, that's a tough one, man. That's been a pain point.
The community here of wedding photographers, that they're pretty tight as far as like they help each other out a lot. It's really interesting. They're definitely still particular about who they work with, but they tend to, the same group tends to help each other on a regular basis, which probably means that they know each other enough to trust that they're going to produce what they need to produce. So it is interesting, but okay. So yeah, thank you for walking through that. I love how detailed every aspect of of your business is, to make sure that not only your job is easier because you've got a lot on your plate, but also that your clients know what is happening at every step of the process for them, right? They know, like you said, you're not building a rocket ship. They know you're not building it ahead of time. They know you're not building the day of.
Right. Yeah,
So,
I mean,
so good.
and that's the thing. Like, just think about every aspect of our lives, right? We're getting all these pings and all of this stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you place an order on whatever, they're letting you know, we got your order.
Yep.
It's shipped. It's out for delivery. It's on your doorstep, right? People are already used to those types of things, right?
Yeah.
So it's nothing for us to be able to implement those same things into our business. We just have to find the systems and softwares in order to be able to make that happen. And that's what I do with Snapflow. So I basically can drag the person from one part of the process into the next, and as soon as I drag them from one part to the next, just that simple drag can kick off a workflow and start sending them communications. So when I start to do the album design, I'll move them over, one, for me to know where they are in the pipeline, right? So I'll move them over, but it'll send them a message. Hey, this is just to let you know your album design has begun. You can expect a draft in, XYZ amount of time, right? Like people love this stuff, right? Because they never have to guess. If they don't know what's going on, they draw their own conclusions. They become frustrated, so on and so forth.
Yeah, it's your own version of like what Apple Wallet does now with transactions that you buy through with an Apple Pay, where like Apple Wallet will actually tell you the status of that shipment, or Shopify product. And like when you buy a product through a Shopify store now, and like you can get the updates in real time as well. Like that's what you're doing is your version of that, which is really good for making sure that your clients are always in the know. about
A
everything. So,
1000%.
yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
that you're happy. I'm able to send notifications to my team and myself.
yeah,
Oh, if this doesn't happen within X amount of time, send an internal notification or send a text message or whatever to me. They're like, hey, dude, you're supposed to do XYZ, because we forget the
yeah,
further we get into this digital age, right? The more we forget. Like, think about it. Back in the day, like, you knew everybody's phone number off the top of your head.
yeah.
I know my parents' home number, right?
Uh-huh.
Both of my parents' cell numbers, and that's it.
Yeah. I know my
That's it.
wife's and my own.
He said my own, right? I would hope, right? So yeah, I mean, outside of that, like, I don't know any other numbers,
Yeah,
right? I
yeah.
even I lived in this city for 10 years. Although I know how to get around,
Hmm.
I GPS almost everywhere
Yeah,
because I want whatever the fastest route is at that particular time.
yeah, yeah, definitely,
You know?
definitely. Yep. Yeah, technologies. Speaking of technology, um, what does the future of AI in photography look like to you?
um, Hopefully not these cartoon characters or whatever that's going on. Um, it's so funny. Like, you see people, what's it called? Mid journey, right?
Mid-Journey
You
is
see
one of
people
them. Yeah,
doing the
there's so
mid
many.
journey.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, look at this beautiful picture I made. No, you didn't. Like, the AI, like, you put in some
Yeah,
prompts and you pick the one that you like,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I think there's gonna be like a real gray area in terms of, creativity, copyright, things of that nature.
Yep.
Um, um, but hopefully, at the end of the day, as much as I talked about like human error when it came to, having an editor, right?
Hmm.
I guess technically AI could be more creative than what we are in terms of AI, because it's beyond uh uh beyond imagination at this point, right? Um, but I don't know, man. I mean, obviously droids. I won't say obviously droids won't be at weddings shooting weddings or whatever, but because who knows, right? But it, I don't know, man. I mean, it's a bit scary. It is a
Hmm.
bit scary. Not as, oh, I'm gonna lose my job, but I think it comes down to like expectation and stuff as well. You know, um, we're already seeing like the plastic skin retouchers anyway. Like, just
Hmm.
imagine what that's gonna end up looking like later on.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, I think from what I'm gathering, like you're just it's more like um you know the AI that you're utilizing, like Imagine, for example, just getting better and getting smarter, not necessarily um the Mid-Journey type things, which are completely different type
right.
of deal, but just more things that are useful in various ways without being over the top, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it'll definitely fine tune itself. Like, my
Yeah.
San Francisco client, he actually works. Uh, Shit, I don't even know if I can say that. Never mind. But he's doing something with AI,
Mm,
and it's insane. He
yeah.
showed me. It's insane of what's coming up in the
Yeah.
world of um image manipulation
Yeah.
and things of that nature.
Well, let me ask you this: someone who has a background in music, um, have you heard or seen the AI that actually masters, like takes a recording, right, a
Hmm.
full song that's been recorded, and masters it via AI? Have you heard of those?
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking cool.
Really?
Yeah. So like it's now music. Um, not that you want to replace a human, but now
Well,
you like a band who's just starting out who can't afford, you know, a
a
producer
deep
to master
pensado
the.
or something like that.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
throw it in, and now you've got a master that sounds way better than what it did straight out of the recording. So
Man, like that's insane. Like first
Yeah.
auto tune, now this, now all terrible, musicians are really just gonna
Yeah.
have a shot, right?
Yeah.
Man, like that's crazy, man. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it's more convenient for us, right?
Hmm.
It's definitely quicker for us, even in the world of music. Like I mentioned, Dave Pensado, like a big Dave charges like 20,000, 30,000 to like mix a record or something, whatever it was back in the day, right? Effectively, for those who either can't afford that or don't appreciate that, I feel like there'll be a lane for that,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Um, but then it also gives somebody like him the opportunity to, like how you guys have the profiles or whatever. Like,
Right.
oh, Pro Tools has a Dave Pensado, profile or whatever
Yeah.
that you can down and get it mastered, like Dave Pensado would do it. Um, I mean, that's kind of legit. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. It could. Those in the music I've only popped up in the last year, so they're very new. But I've been paying attention because I know that in my band days when I was younger, we did our own mastering. So
Right,
so I would have loved a tool like that. So I've been
right.
paying attention. Okay,
That's dope.
so we've gone through everything. I want to ask you now, how did Imagine impact your life?
Oh man, I've been talking about it so much since we started, but speed, speed and efficiency. I mean, I literally, granted, it's the workflow podcast, right? But I literally
Hmm.
just talked to you about my workflow, how
Hmm.
important it is to me, right? And how all of the little nuances are important. Speed and efficiency are key, right?
Hmm.
So even I did a talk at Imaging on the Wedding Express talks, and it was talking about Imagine and how it's enabled me to speed up my time, right? So for the most part, my edits aren't taking any more than like 10 minutes versus human editor 3 to 4 days. Okay, that's fine. If in 3 to 4 days it comes back exactly the way that you want it,
Right.
which it did not the majority of the time. So now that 3 to 4 days, you got to send it back in. They have to receive it, put it back into their workflow. That could easily stretch out to 7 to 10 days, right? Um, but now you have to spend more time going back in order to get the final product. Whereas with Imagine thus far, I put everything in, it spits out a result. If I need to make tweaks to that result, I make the tweaks. And then from there, I upload it back into the system so it can learn what it did wrong, right?
Hmm.
And, hopefully the next time around it makes those adjustments. So yeah, that's been wonderful. It's been a wonderful time saver. I'm literally a lot of times inside of the Delta Lounge in the airport. I'm just like boop boop, just letting it do its thing.
Yeah.
Go walk around, get me something to eat, come back, it's done. If it's all squared away, I just take it and immediately upload it into CloudSpot and have it ready so when my clients come in, they have the images and stuff available to them.
Nice. Yeah, it's so nice to hear when like the impact is so big. Like the fact that you could be in the airport, have your edits going, and you can just go grab a bite and not have to worry about it. It's so good.
Right. And I,
All
I
that
think
stress
we talked
removed.
about this, right, and I think we talked about this in the beginning. I was very skeptical, man.
Hmm.
I am anti everything cliche. And then when I got hit with another AI thing, I was like, bro, I think I ignored your emails for like 6 months, bro. And I was like, I'm just gonna sit down and and give it a go. And I'm glad I did, man. I can't front. I'm glad that I did sit down and play with it.
Yeah.
And it was really easy to use. There was like no crazy learning curve or
Hmm.
something like that. You just jump right in. You don't have to read any directions because who does that, right?
Hmm.
Nobody reads anything. And just start pressing buttons and let it go.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so where can listeners learn more about you, connect with you, and of course, see your incredible photography?
Oh man, Instagram is always going to be the most updated, even though I don't post very often. So all my social media outlets, YouTube included, are at Andre Brown Photo. You can, my website is andrebrown.com. I have all my education, content, courses, things of that nature at bocaacademy.co. So if you want to, learn anything from me, especially about the workflows, and then, of course, as I mentioned earlier, Snapflow.co, go check that out. Great price, all-in-one tool for you to be able to streamline your workflows and help you run your business more efficiently.
Thank you, Andre, for such an awesome conversation, a deep dive into your workflows, for sharing all those fantastic takeaways. You have been listening to Workflows, presented by Imagine. To hear more from Workflows and to find a link to our guest, please go to imagen-ai.com/podcast. Be a part of the conversation by joining the Imagine community at imagen-ai.com/community. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time.